last day here of Division A Pro League is just about to get started. If you missed yesterday, there was some major moments. Of course, a particularly meme-worthy interview with Crim6 after their win. As always, of course, I'm your host, Katie Bedford, joined by nameless Pac-Man and Study. And of course, there were a lot of, I think, kind of big moments that occurred yesterday. And so, as you can see now, LG did have this tweet yesterday. They said, and I quote, "It's no secret that our Call of Duty team has been struggling recently. After our tournament win at CWL Fort Worth, the team atmosphere has slowly deteriorated. Despite our attempts to rectify the situation, we've reached a point where a change is necessary. Effective immediately, we have decided to make the following changes. Pierce Gunless Hillman will move to the substitute roster, and our coach and former professional player Richard Ricky Stacy will be moved to the starring roster. We ask that you respect our judgment, decision, the players, and do your best to support them in the temporary time of turbulence." Now you can see there, Ricky's their coach. He is now subbing in. And Gunless himself had this to say in a tweet saying, and I quote, "The only thing that I'm going to say about the situation is that I didn't force myself on the bench and that I respect the organization's decision and whatever they decide to do."
I mean, we saw that, right? There's tensions among the team, and due to extenuating circumstances, Ricky's going to be subbing in, and that's really all we can say on the subject. And we wish them the best of luck going forward.
Yeah, it clearly wasn't a competitive decision, right? Like, he's a great player. Obviously, there's some situation that we aren't too sure what happened, but I respect Luminosity and their decision because they have won championships in the past, and knowing Steve, he's always striving to get that championship.
And of course, there you have it. You will see Ricky playing later today. But now let's pull up our schedule because our first series of the day is going to be FaZe Clan versus Midnight. And we've seen FaZe Clan has been slowly chugging upward. They've been so strong, and they're looking, of course, to be in one of those top 4 spots going into Anaheim.
Watching them play EG yesterday, they go down 2-0 in the series, and we all thought it was going to be the nameless curse because, you know, he saw put him on the hat. But then that third map started, and they just looked like they were complete again. And then it was also led by someone that we don't really talk about on FaZe, and it's Zuma. Zuma had an unbelievable 4th map, and then that 5th map, they were down 4-1 and then ended up winning 5 straight just off pure in-game adjustments and just being aggressive, switching up the pace. And it was really good to see out of FaZe Clan.
What I think is important to note, too, you can see it here, this stat, that they are undefeated in Control since London. They're the best in Division A and looking solid, and Nameless really only starting to look more and more solid as we go on.
I mean, they look incredible, right? Like, they're getting better and better, and the development of Celium and Asim has been incredible to watch. Look at Celium, 1.2 in Hardpoint. I mean, just great stats across the board, and that's what we talked about, you know, before they even played their first match here in Pro League. We're like, Celium in this sort of environment with no crowd, able to just get practice every day and an intense match that means something every single day, he's going to be able to develop. And that's what we've seen out of this guy, him and Asim, especially Asim yesterday. What he did in that match, especially in that game 1, was crazy.
It's awesome because they get to do this around like players that are now veterans in the league, right? Like Zero and Zuma have been around for years now, and they're stepping up and coming up to the plate, just doing what they have to do. It's amazing to see out of these young players.
Well, especially, of course, people moving up from the Game Fuel Open bracket and proving their worth to be here on these pro teams, the likes of Celium and Asim. We need to talk about also Midnight, their competition here for this very first series, and this will definitely be, I think, an uphill battle for them, perhaps, Study.
Yeah, watching Midnight yesterday, even though they did get 3-0'd by Optic, that first map was really competitive for me. You had players that were just stepping up. Blatch, Laceful, and Saints were just going absolutely off. There were some missed plays out of Specialists and all that, but then it went to the S&D. They ended up losing at 6-4. But when you go to the Control, you're down 0-2 in the series versus Optic Gaming, and Crim6 was going 24 and like 8. There was nothing you could possibly do. I just want them to be able to close out those maps and just realize the little things that they need to fix. Because that Hardpoint, that first map, the series could be completely different if they just pull that out.
Here's the thing with Midnight. Like, we have to see them put together a complete effort. We've seen them be strong throughout certain points of the game, maybe 7 minutes out of 10 minutes, but then they fall apart at certain points. They need to learn how to figure out how to string together a strong 10 minutes of Hardpoint play so they don't give up these leads. Because they've been pretty strong out the gate. They were strong against Optic. They were strong against like Reciprocity. 90. They come out pretty hot, but then somewhere along the line in the middle of the game, I guess their communication falls apart, and they lose these leads. They need to learn how to stabilize and hold on.
I mean, do you think that is a kind of more of just communication-based reason why they start to crumble?
Yeah, communication, also inconsistency, not really knowing exactly what you're going to get out of said player going into, said map. Like Blast yesterday on that map 1 was going absolutely off, but obviously the communication wasn't fully there because he was killing his teammates, on every single hill. Like that 2-piece war machine.
Not ideal.
That jumping off the map, team killing on Blue Hill as well. Like that's obviously not going to help you. You lose like 20, 30 points every time a situation like that comes up. And if you're able to just calm down the comms in those situations and fix that, I think you can start pulling away some hardpoint wins and get some momentum. But I think what John said is spot on, right? Like, these guys go up and they just throw it away. If they're able to fix that, they'll be fine.
Well, we'll see if Midnight can fix it, because they have one more chance to do so against a very hot FaZe clan. We're going to see who's going to come out on top. We're going to hand it over to your casters now, Miles and Momo.
Many thanks, lovely desk. Oh, it's going to be a tough one for Midnight. We saw them yesterday struggling against Optic in what was, I think, a 20-minute series. It was pretty fast, I'm not going to lie. And Grim, he had possibly my favorite PlayStation instant reaction of all time, though.
It was funny. I think Krim always kind of delivers it. I think he doesn't hold back. He was trying to get Slacked involved in the interview, I think it was yesterday. But FaZe versus Midnight, I think, again, coming into this, FaZe have been looking so strong. However, Midnight, that team really that can flick a switch and really challenge anyone. And I like that about Midnight. It's that element of surprise. We're going to be seeing Seaside for a double. Frequency, Arsenal, and Hacienda are going to be sprinkled into the mix here. But Seaside Hardpoint, always a good game to kick things off. Going into this, I think we've both put our predictions out there via social media. We're thinking FaZe. I think you said 3-0 in regards to that one. I do feel like Midnight may push it to that fourth map, but what kind of for me, what makes this FaZe roster so strong is not only that they've got such good vibes, which we keep hearing on social via Scraps and Trey, but also it's their individual talent. And I think Asim is a player which I've overlooked a little bit. He's kind of that fifth player that doesn't have the presence as much as some of the others, but I really want to keep my eyes for Asim going into this series.
There we go then into our first matchup of the day. It is a lovely Thursday, a great Thursday for some Call of Duty, and a great day to get into that hard point. The team tries to make something happen. Big shots come through, and Selim is going to find a little tip of the teammate's head there. But once again, that thermal ICR we're seeing off the rip, not just here on Seaside, we're loving it on Frequency as well. Thermal ICR has become a staple of a lot of teams, as is the KN. You can see that KN in the hands of Zero at the back there. Shots coming through. Lace is going to hold onto the hard point for the time being. We have got a nice start here for Midnight, but Zero breaks on through with the ICR. Excuse me. And now we have the control going towards FaZe.
Yeah, 0-3 kills already. However, Midnight having control of the first section. Lob's not yet done anything here. Just kind of been lurking around. He's going to come in from behind and take down Cell. Should be traded out and will be traded out. And that is a fast collapse there coming from FaZe. However, rotation is key into the courtyard. It looks like FaZe got the upper hand here. Cluster at the ready. Looking for the top pocket of Lacefield. Isn't going to connect with that one. However, with one player lurking around the middle, that one player being Zuma, is he going to hit the flank or is he going to regroup with the squad?
This is perfect position for Celium. The nade from Scraps forces these players to try to hit Celium. He's got a trophy system in the corner there. That's going to stop anything coming their way, and perfect shots like that are going to net him 3 kills. He is the bouncer. He is the gatekeeper. Blast is going to fall. Celium is going to lock this down perfectly, and this is part of the problem with FaZe. They got to the hard point so quickly. They set up, and the 2-man play there between Scraps and Celium was so perfect. And at this point in time, the only way that Midnight are going to break through is with a push like that. A huge push through the back, and that's going to make them onto the hard point right now. 30 seconds left. Can they find something out of this? And again, FaZe have held.
I'm laughing because that is perfect for FaZe. Look at the time, 20 seconds left. 2 players for FaZe on the rotate. This has been played point perfectly. And a lightning strike has been acquired. Looking to get the Hellstorm, will obtain it as well. So that's a double streak. A nice rotation. FaZe clan, they must be laughing all the way to the fountain right here. As they've played that so smart. And again, that is down to rotation. Zero already with the streaks in hand. And we'll see whether he uses them. Potentially might use it to break if he does go down. Can he find the double? Absolutely not. We're going to see Asim find 1 before falling to Parasite.
I mean, this is what we've been seeing out of FaZe all Division A long. As soon as that team was formed, everyone sort of said that, oh, their hardpoints are going to be good, their hardpoints are going to be great, they're fast players, very skilled, but they're doing it. They're doing it time and time again against great players. I mean, I cannot wait to see what we're going to, like a FaZe versus 100 Thieves there in the hardpoint matchups. It's going to be very fast. Both teams know exactly what they're doing. There's so much talent on either side. Saying that, Midnight, they do have fountain control for now. Here comes FaZe on the retake. While they aren't entirely all in on this one, it was Zero who not only has control over the next, but that Hellstorm comes through and finds himself 2. Zuma's finding kills on the front end. Llama up the back, still holding on those spawns. Perfect Sun comes through. He's going to find the second there. Zuma stims up, plays it sensibly, but there's no need. His teammates are there. FaZe, with the synergy, with the teamwork. Brilliant stuff from them. Over to the next hard point we go.
And talking to the next hard point, look how Zero's already not only gone to barrel, but he's pushed through, and he's now obtaining kind of spawns from, courtyard. Not necessarily spawns, I should say, but really just kind of holding back Midnight. Midnight have actually gone toe-to-toe with the pace of FaZe right now at the start of the game, but it just seems like they're being outslayed and outpositioned, and a lot of the credit that I think really deserves to be given is for Celium. He's got 17 interactions to his name, but he's picking up the kills in the right places, and he'll be coming in and watching the rear for FaZe. Holding the line, so Zuma for a little brief stint. Of course, wasn't in the Pro League, and he was certainly missed by you guys at home and myself included. But 128 to 43, a large lead seems to be appearing here. FaZe Clan with 20 seconds left. It looks like Midnight have given up. Lightning Strike at the ready for Zero. 3-kill streak for him. 3-kill streak for Zuma. But Asim will fall.
This is tough. I mean, Midnight, we know they're an explosive team, but they've just been extinguished here by FaZe. But what a story it is for Zuma to get back into the Pro League and back into it in such a big way, and to find themselves on this fantastic squad. I mean, FaZe have gone from rags to absolute riches here in Black Ops 4. We saw their initial struggles to make it into the Pro League, and here we have it. Given the hands to some of the finest teams in the league. Midnight currently on the next hit list. Asim trying to find these entries now into the Hardpoint. Again, perfect synergy. Asim does drop there to Lacefield at the front end of the first Hardpoint, but we are going to see Zuma make his way forward. One more kill and assist will get him. There it is, the Hellstorm and the TAC 5. So we're on point now. Big shots, can't quite get it done. Blast manages to get it on through the Hardpoint like that. 30 seconds left here on back in the first, and as you can see, FaZe still with that iron grip over the Hardpoint.
We are going to see Midnight take control, but again, streak still in the hands of Zuma. Zero did use his Lightning Strike to try and break that, and you can see right now, Midnight is still in control. However, I will say, with 15 seconds left, if the kills go in the favor of Midnight down by the courtyard, this could be in their favor, but it's a 2v3, and that's not what you want to see. A quick change of weapons, 2 do fall, and this is where FaZe punish. Look at the minimap, number 8 pushing forward, Zero trying to get in and behind. Oh, and he's going to surely fall. He will do. Nice play by Midnight there. Satasty finding the kill. Parasite shutting it down as well. So after a great play from FaZe, we do see the slam and Asim shutting that one down. Zuma in the church, and the courtyard is all FaZe Clan. And now we talk about spawns. Now we talk about FaZe. Because once again, it seems so effortless, Miles. It seems like they're playing their game right now, and Midnight are just challenging them.
It really does. This is a FaZe world. We just live in it. Celium finds 3 in the meantime there with his Tempest. I mean, this is just a showcase between specialists, between rotations, between the way they lock down each and every hard point. I mean, FaZe, Midnight are doing an incredible job to even have 91 points, it feels like right now, because FaZe, everything they do, they can step no wrong foot. It's just a masterclass of Hardpoint right now.
It is. It really is masterclass. And the reason being as well, the positioning has been so precise. But for me, it's the slaying ability. You look across the board, Scraps +7, Zuma 5, 0, 6, Asim 5, and Celium with a +3, which is the worst on the team. It's crazy that every single player is just playing to their highest potential right now. And this is a scary thing about FaZe because, yes, coming into this, we talked about them being the favorite. And you kind of dwelled on it a little bit, talking about maybe them versus 100 Thieves in the Hardpoint. It's going to be amazing to see this team blossom. But where were they a month ago? You know, we've seen players come from, you know, the open bracket. You know, the likes of Asim kind of joining from FaZe Clan Black, Selim as well, rising through the ranks. Zero and Scraps coming from, you know, a down-and-out red reserve. But it really is a fairy tale story.
It really is. That fairy tale story here in the first Hardpoint is about to come to a close. 226 and climbing. FaZe can technically win it here if they get every single second. Parasite trying to get in on the back, and there's just not enough gas left in the tank right now for Midnight. They're being closed out at every possible opportunity. Blast up close and personal. Zuma's going to get it done. Zero's going to lock down the final few moments. There are 10 seconds left in the Hardpoint, but FaZe, they don't need all of it. They can still get it done. Wait, Saints might be there in time. Can they get it done? Can they find the stoppage here? And it looks like it... Nope. Over to the next it goes. FaZe Clan open up the very first map of the day in an incredibly comfortable way.
No wonder Asim's smiling. They just outslayed them, from what I believe, with 30+. And again, looking at the reaction of Parasite there, that's what I would as well be feeling like. And again, you know, you talk about hard points, and we've all been there, we've all jumped in a bit of league play, but, you know, one player's kind of going off, one's playing the objective, one's, you know, neutral. Every single player from FaZe there was just putting kill after kill after kill, streaks, specialists. We saw Cell with a Tempest, we saw the slam from Asim. Beautifully done. It was, like you said, a masterclass. It just felt easy.
I think Parasite's face really said everything the week couldn't. It was kind of just like, wow. Sometimes you get bodied, and that was a big body. Unbelievable stuff. As to be expected, however, from this FaZe roster, they have been lights out non-stop since they emerged here into the Pro League, and they're really making everyone know they've arrived, and that's exciting to see. We do have Search and Destroy coming up next, a game type that they had initially touted as something that they had an issue with, but who knows. Either way, before the match started, Jess had a quick catch-up with Zero. Jess, what did you have to say?
Thanks, Miles. That's right. And Zero said, well, even though we won yesterday versus EG, after that game we had an argument. Then he stopped himself and goes, well, not an argument, we had a discussion. He says he knows their S&D is lacking, which is why I'm especially interested in seeing what this how this next map in particular goes. But he also said that for this series, he's not taking any team, even Midnight, lightly. He said, we came in expecting to smoke EG, and then we all saw what happened. And I did also ask him, you know, hey, like if certain circumstances line up, you guys could be taking second place in the standings. He goes, we're not worried about that. We just want a top 4. So I'd say it's fair to say they're pretty happy overall. Let's see how the rest of the series goes. Miles and Momo, back over to you guys.
Thanks, Jess. Cover your mouth when you cough, Zero. Jesus.
Sick in and out game right now, Zero. My goodness, he watches back. Gee, come on.
Anyway.
Hi,
anyway.
1-0, FaZe Clan. I don't even know where that map went. What happened? FaZe just stopped.
That was a brutal, brutal hard point, to be honest. Yeah, we talked about Search a little bit beforehand. I mean, FaZe, they had their issues. When it came to London, they were like, we've got no idea how to really play Search and Destroy right now. But we're seeing that evolve. We're seeing that change. I mean, we're seeing, you know, the pace that they're able to set. I mean, yesterday's performances, that reverse sweep was fantastic. And again, that all comes off the back of doing the very best job they can there in the Search. And again, managing to win that game 5 as well helps. So, Midnight, though, on the other side of the board, another team who are great. They have such an explosive team. There's this very talented roster. You cannot overlook them, but, man, do you have the mental resolve to bounce back after the powerful loss from Rupture yesterday, and then a game like that? I mean, what can you do if you're Midnight right now? What can Saints be saying to them?
Funnily, you point out Saints. Saints, along with Lacefield and Blast, for me, need to match the pace in the Search and Destroy, because FaZe is a very fast, aggressive team. Search and Destroy, not necessarily kind of the best game type right now, but if they can match that in the respawns as well, that's how they shut them down, I feel. Lacefield and Saints, for me, are 2 very key factors. Frequency will be the map, but 250 to 93 in the 100-point club there. Midnight just out of it.
Mate, that was raw. Anyway,
wasn't even close.
Frequency's going to be a fun one. I mean, we're going to see snipes. I'm looking forward to seeing a bit of Scraps snipe in action. Looking forward to seeing those quick rotates, those fast hits across map. And this is another, we saw Frequency yesterday with FaZe playing this one, and just seeing the way that kind of the Search brains are evolving as a team. You know, they're very, very quick to adapt to enemy strategies. They're quick to adapt to bomb site plays. Then it just comes down to if Midnight can hang in the way that we've seen them, if Midnight can bring that thunder that they have done in the Pro League so far. I mean, again, their record is not necessarily theirs, as they've sort of inherited that from the previous Midnight roster, but I mean, are they doing enough with it? Either way, here we go into the Search.
Zero, Pally in hand. 3 players that are pushing him. Should be able to peek one. That's information. This is the aggressive playstyle.
I thought Scraps was going to snipe.
I'm almost frustrated again. Like Asim, Zuma, and who's right by number 8, Selim. Asim, Zuma, and Selim just ran straight through the middle and just made it wasn't a 1v1. It was a 3v1. Parasite is going to take down Selim, and Llama got actually answering back. So FaZe kind of letting that slip after gaining the quick lead, 4-2, and credit to Midnight for that one. They really bided the time, rotated over to B very nicely. Should be enough with Parasite baiting out. 3 players collapse. Nicely done. And it's all down to Asim. He'll be shut down by Saints. Now, I want to go back to the very start of that round. FaZe were able to just penetrate the defense instantly. Again, like Hardpoint, very effortlessly. But then the way Midnight reacted to that was actually super, super impressive for me. The way they kind of dictated to the players from either side, and they kind of pinched on 3 players individually. Nicely done by Midnight there, round 1.
Seems so quick. And not often do you turn around in the jungle with there's like 4 guys.
No.
Scraps, he couldn't manage to find a shot, so he backs on up. In the second round we go, FaZe on offense, Midnight. Nice, relatively even effort across the board. Parasite finds 2, Blast somehow dodging that one, but Scraps, he's going to take a shot of himself. 10 HP, friend, you want to get that one back. There's that top mid presence is still being felt in a big way. Amazing reaction.
Trading shots, not talking about the show, but Scraps now exchanging blows with Blast in the middle, and that's going to be a grenade right on the top of one player. He's going to miss here, and again, the team fire comes through. Midnight taking full advantage. Blast will connect with his second. And again, Midnight have that number advantage.
That's one thing we've talked about yesterday, and it's almost a meme right now. And we saw the very first time we saw Midnight's team fire really come into effect was quite a while ago, but they're seeming to be able to work on that one. That last hard point, they didn't get a lot of friendly fire, and they're trying to do the best job they can here. It seems like a strange thing to bring up, but it's very, very influential. Blast has had a fantastic round, 2 kills to his name. 1 was with the snipe. Now it's a 3v2.
Yeah, Cell kind of overextended a little bit too much, I feel, there. Gunfight 1 up top by Llama, and that should be the kill that secures the round, which means Zero in a world of trouble may actually Find himself jumping off the map here. Doesn't want to feed anything. Smart play.
Got to get out of dodge. I do kind of miss that image of Saints where he was like hiding behind Lacefield.
Yeah, yeah.
He was just in the corner.
Didn't want to be on that picture at all, did he?
That was a solid round for Midnight. And the Search and Destroy, so far, so good for them.
And of course, with how FaZe are so strong at respawns, this is a game where Midnight needs to kind of take advantage of this. Maybe push them back on a control and push it to a game 5. I think that's how they win. Midnight win on the S&Ds, FaZe wins on the, you know, win through 3 respawns. So again, as there's only 2 Search and Destroys, FaZe, you'd like to think has the advantage, but pushing forward right over the top now. Saints is going to try a little bit of aggression himself, and it's going to come out. This is the pace which I talked about, which Saints and Lacefield really need to kind of have over them. Asim finds a double before going down, but Midnight, just like that, shut it down. And that's a round they can be proud of. Again, everyone playing their part.
I was so impressed to see we saw FaZe. They immediately shot out of blue, they went down bottom middle. I was like, oh, wow, this is going to be a great trap. And it didn't really work out for him. The scene with a nice 2-piece up top Parasite, he ends him there, and then on the turn, Scraps gets dropped. I just, the way Midnight are playing this one, I mean, it's like they have their game plan set out, they execute that to the best of their ability, and then they immediately react to whatever FaZe is doing in such a decisive way. It doesn't leave a lot of space for error right now. FaZe, they have to win those opening engagements. We've got 3 donuts on FaZe right now. That's going to be Scraps, Zero, and Zuma. They're bad for you, friends. No donuts.
Oh, nice glaze, though.
Oof.
Making me hungry here.
Oh.
Here's a Lacefield hungry. Let's see. 5 players turning out. There's the first. Misses the shots. Oh my goodness, that could have been something special.
Oh, Lacefield!
Zero shuts it down as soon as he can. And FaZe, for the first time, I think, in the game, have the number advantage right now.
This is it. This is what they needed. They needed to win the opening engagement decisively without giving away too many lives, and a 4v3 is going to be enough. Midnight on the retake. Not enough. Not enough 2-man pushes, and now they've got themselves in a world of hurt. 3v1. Saints is the last player left alive. Ineffective trades coming through there from Midnight. Quite spread out, though, after that initial fight.
Yeah. And again, doesn't want to let that bomb blow up, so he's going to get himself out of there. FaZe almost knew they were all spinning around, thinking, yeah, he's going. He's dipped. But around on the board for FaZe Clan, and again, the Search and Destroy woes continue. If I'm being honest, we can see that, you know, they're not as solid as they are in the respawns, and this is a team which I'm sure will get better and better at S&D, but, you know, there's only so much time. You know, with playoffs around the corner, got Anaheim as well, huge events, you know, you need to be on point with all the game modes.
It's amazing to think, I mean, if FaZe can tighten up that Search and Destroy, are we looking at a championship caliber squad? Are we looking at a team that can
I think so.
100 Thieves? I mean, even the way E United have looked in London, are we able to see something here? It's exciting times. Lacefield, once again, putting that Paladin to work, unable to find anything, and it could have been easy pickings. There's potential for a 3-man collat in round 4, but round 5 is very slow. Once again, FaZe opting to take bottom middle control as they defend towards B. 1 man sitting back of A on the elbow, and then a player sitting in blue. And this is tense. Scrap sitting on the donut still. There he is.
Hello. Little jump.
I thought he was going to do that again.
I see you.
And this is very tense. Zero just on the outskirts here. Llama picks him off relatively easily as well. Oh, Llama God. Living up to the name. Saints has now managed to push forward and find position. Stun comes through, up close, can't get it done. Asim on the trade, there's 1 more there for FaZe here on the presence on the bomb site. Scraps can't get into the mix, 3v1, Celium fighting for his life.
Well, it's a 3v1, now it's a 2v1 has been gifted the kill. I think Cell was dipping out. Well, at this point now, he's trying to look for a weapon so he can actually go back for this, interestingly enough. Will find Parasite, ooh. What a disgusting shot that was! 21 seconds, and no, my goodness, he spotted him. He's on the bomb. He's weak. He thinks he's defusing. With 15 seconds, he's still going. He's going to pop the stim shot, but he didn't get it off.
Timing is going to be... What is happening here? The clock... Oh, he's going to... No.
He's going to get the kill. He's going to have a 4-kill streak, and he's working towards those streaks. But the problem was there, Miles, he used that stim shot, and as he used it, he got 1 bullet, I think, in his chest, which stopped him going to 150. At that point, you can't challenge. A very, very unfortunate situation for Cell, but can we just appreciate his 2nd kill?
Mate.
Parasite.
Beamed Parasite, here it is. See you, mate. And you're right, the stim comes through. I mean, he gets that information there, and you see, this was it. gets the stim, tagged up again, so doesn't get the full heal, can't stay out and take the engagement because, you know, Selim was feeling it. Timing was just a little bit off.
Yeah.
He had a fraction of a second to turn around and hit that defuse and maybe get it and maybe get the round. But in the end, it was all on him.
Well, Scrap's still on the donut. Zero's found himself a kill. Maddie will be looking to change that up right here. Scraps, oh my!
Oh my.
Cell's gonna do the work. That's 2 kills. I don't think he gets the streaks off that though. Saints shuts it down with a double blast, and Saints again with his 3rd now. 1v2 for Zero.
Zero's had a bit of a slow one. Coughing and choking his way through this one. 1v4. And sitting at 1 and 4 as well in the stats. Excuse me. What am I saying? I'm picking up something. Rings the dinner bell. Here come those hungry, hungry hippos. Saints a blast as they come through. He's trying to bait him out, but they're on his tail. Is he going to be able to pull him away from the bomb site and be able to get that bomb? It's going to be on Saints. It's going to be on Saints to make that check. Now, Zero doesn't have dead silence, so he's making a lot of noise. I mean, they're chasing footsteps right now. Oh, get it, mate. Oh, whoa, no. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. No, there we have it. It's just a little bit of indecision. Like a mistake on picking up that bomb there. And
oh, I thought he'd turn around then and just backhanded Saints for a second. A kill he definitely shouldn't have won. Saints was a very big factor in that round. He picked 3 up down low. Oh, this is actually it, the play of the game. Unsurprisingly. And FaZe again, the continued struggle of search and destroy. And the rounds are close, but they're always at a negative in the sense that they're always in a 1v2 or a 2v3.
Don't quite have that. I mean, unless Cell's making what crazy plays to try to pull the numbers back, but
very unlike
they are
Straps
struggling.
and Zero as well to be combined 1-11.
Yeah, that's not right. Matty Marshall. He's plant potting right now. See if we can't find something here. Top mid control does have FaZe Clan written all over it right now. Saints is going to be locking down the bottom. Lace also with that snipe down low with the bomb. We're going to see a heavy push now from FaZe. They're going to try and overtake the site quickly. Try to just overwhelm the defenders and Lace that snipe. You can see those red arrows overshooting. They're trying to find something. Scraps is immediately going for the defuse. No one has fallen yet. This could actually work out. He has been killed, so the defuse is down. That's going to be Parasite. Back onto the site. Selim's going for it. Up over the top comes Lace. They've managed to stop the diffuser twice now. Midnight are playing this perfectly. And Lacefield, he finds 1 in the chest of Zero, but it's a 1v1 with Zero. Llama God, can you do it again?
Simply waited. Simply waited. Played the time, played the clock, played it perfectly. Llama God wins it. Midnight with a very, very convincing win. Much like the Hardpoint, and this time the smiles are on the other side of the stage.
I will say my predictions are out the window now. I had this a 3-0 to FaZe, but I'm going to be eating those words. 6-1 in the search. Just as decisive as FaZe Clan's Hardpoint was. Midnight strike back. I mean, that was open and shut. There was no chance. There was no hope for FaZe there in that search and destroy as they absolutely get bodied. Exciting stuff here from our first match of the Pro League friends. FaZe going up against Midnight, all tied up 1-1. When we come back after the break, it's Control.
The Call of Duty World League is brought to you by Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel, the official beverage of the CWL. Scuff Gaming, the official controller of the CWL. And TCL, America's fastest growing TV brand.
level up the game.
Ladies and germs, welcome back to the CWL Pro League. Side up 1-1 FaZe versus Midnight. Now, Control is a fun game type, Phil. 2 zones, 30 lives per team, and FaZe with a perfect record since London. Does Midnight have what it takes to dethrone our current kings of Control?
I don't think so. I really don't. FaZe have been so strong in the respawns, and their teamwork has been on point. However, after that search and destroy, again, you kind of usually would say, you know, after a beating like that, you got to be a bit demoralized or going into this one slow. FaZe have been losing S&Ds for a while now. You know, they're kind of used to this. I'm sure Scrap's not used to dropping the donut, but I'm sure he'll be wanting to bounce back, of course, in the Control. This team does seem like... Oh, okay, yeah.
It was 0 and 7, he got nothing. But
they smell, okay.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know whether he's talking about Midnight or maybe just 0 on the end.
Oh, we love him. We love him.
But the fact is, and you see them kind of tweeting about it, how good the vibes are in the team. They just got kind of destroyed at Search Destroy, and they're laughing at each other. They're still confident in the series. I'm sure they would like to be picking up these S&Ds, especially the likes of Cell, who's dropping big numbers consistently. But going into Control, to answer your question, no, Miles. I mean, so.
I don't know. It's tough. Well, we've seen the FaZe clan. I mean, I'm rolling my brain back now way to, what, 3rd week of Pro League, where Red Reserve was still around, and we called Red Reserve the Kings of Control. And I think it was Gridlock. It was Gridlock where they had an absolutely immaculate record. No one could take him on. No one could bring him down. And now we're having echoes of that here in this FaZe clan roster. And again, it's Scraps and Zero. It's these wonder kids who have just managed to find this game type and, you know, take it by the scruff of the neck. Seaside up next, though. Very, very different. We're seeing a lot of offensive round wins on Seaside these days. Not something we'd seen in the previous, you know, weeks of the Pro League. The game slowly but surely evolves, and the players start to pick up pace and learn the ins and outs. This FaZe are gearing up for this one. Midnight, I'm not sure. I mean, the more we're talking about it, the more I think, you know what? That explosive playstyle, that hyper-aggression, and that insane talent. Saints, Lacefield started to heat himself up towards the end of their search, and he may have missed a few snipes here or there, but the teamwork for Midnight is starting to find itself again, and they took an absolute hiding yesterday from Optic Gaming 3-0. That's all learnings.
Losing is learning. Winning is teaching. However, Control for me still lies in the hands of FaZe. The respawn has been so strong. The worry about every series with FaZe is if you lose one respawn. If you lose one respawn, then you're like, oh, hang on a second.
Yeah, if you lose that first hardpoint, what are you gonna do?
Or if you lose the first, the first and only Control. You know, yes, you've won the first hardpoint convincingly, but when you're losing the S&Ds as frequent as you are, it's gonna be hard to match. However, ace him with a punch. We'll find one blast, answer him back, and straight off the rip, these lives matter.
Whoa, man, this is blistering from FaZe. I don't quite understand how Asim got in there so quick.
Grapple.
Well, yeah.
No, but not just a grapple, a perfect grapple, like shot at the right time, to the right point.
Perfect grapple, perfect slides. I mean, just unreal. Zero doing work on the outside. Celium, once again, we're seeing it time and time again. That thermal ICR up close, and holy moly, B's gone. 7 life advantage right now for FaZe. I mean, this is powerful stuff.
It certainly is. 7 life lead, Miles. They've lost 3 players.
They capture the zone. Oh man, it's not stopping here. The assault begins from FaZe. Straight out of barrels, trying to hit the spawns. Number 2 and number 1, Zoomer and Zero. And they're going to be putting these players to bed. Is it Z's or Z's all over the place? Zoomer, unreal stuff from him. I mean, that's 4 and 2 right now. 2-0 for Scraps. He's managed to get himself off the donut and back into the ring. Midnight will hold for now.
Yeah, nice hold. They're down by 5 lives, not 7. So clawing it back a little bit, and this is a chance where Midnight can, you know, set up camp if you like and start picking up kills. But again, the aggressive fast play from FaZe is very kind of cutthroat. Ace him in and behind again, 2 kills to his name. But Midnight controlling, shutting things down, and now the 7 life lead is down to just 3.
Yeah, they managed to really hold on there. That opening gambit from FaZe paid off so well. I mean, Midnight were completely caught unaware, and once the setup went through, the lockdown that hit the cafe there was just unbreakable. Celium going to be pushed back slowly. I mean, this is a solid hold from Midnight. They're actually baiting this aggression from FaZe really well. They're taking that ruthless assault and using it against them. turning that momentum into damage. It's 12 and 13 Midnight with the life lead.
And FaZe are just looking for that one break. As soon as they get that one break, because they're kind of being so aggressive, you know, they can hold, you know, a push, if you like, into Church and just stack that point. There's only 11 lives each. Midnight have done a really good job holding not only their back line, but also Courtyard. And they've kind of allowed FaZe to get in and amongst Courtyard, but nothing more.
Yeah, that first impression was great, but now they're just stuck on the outside. Dare I say it's what, third base? They're not getting any closer. Here we have it. They're on the point, getting the cap. First one comes through. 5 lives left now for Midnight. FaZe, you said it. They needed one way in. They needed one entry, and that's it. Once you let FaZe inside, they're going to run you. Celium. And I see him again. Just presence felt. Staggering amount of skill. 2 lives left for Midnight. They're not going to be able to get the contest. And if they do, they're going to have to cost it with their lives. First round goes to FaZe.
But Midnight was so close to shutting it out. You know what I was saying? FaZe are just waiting for that one break. And it's almost like relentless. It's like, okay, we didn't get it. Let's go again. One more chance. And somehow they keep pulling it out of the bag. And again, against other teams, maybe they won't. But great plays. I said at the start of the series, had my eyes on Asim. And for me, he was a real key factor in that first round of control. A real special player as well. When you see him using the Sorg, it's his amount of hesitation that you don't see. You know, there's no hesitation in his gameplay. It's kill, move, grapple, move. It's just constantly. You know, how do you play at that pace?
How do you stop that player?
I stopped playing like that when I was like 15. Like I was slowed down. Reactions, no more. I can't even watch him. It's tough. Look at him. He's in there like 4 seconds before anyone else.
Seems cheating. I don't understand how he makes it here so fast. The movement is unparalleled. However, Blast, those bullets are a little bit faster than the scene was there. Midnight on the offensive now as they make their way into B. It's a mirror matchup in the first round as they are going to be applying that pressure. Llama God finds 2. That's going to help out. The life count in the favor of Midnight. The capture progress starts to go through. Do they have the metal to hold on, though? Because we've seen what FaZe kind of like in these close-range engagements. We've seen how well they can play these angles. But they're having to give up B.
I think that's the impressive thing about FaZe is when you're in like a 3v4, they peek a corner, someone, again, like Asim, quickly sorgs down a player, and he's out. And it's the fact that they don't get traded in certain situations. If you watch how many kills go down the kill feed, FaZe are very good at trading out kills when they're making them in their favor, but also very good at staying alive as well. And much like round 1, Midnight, the attacking team, do have that life lead, but it's not 7, it's simply only 3. A's done. Sorry, B's done, and now they're heading over to A.
Again, these little duels that Asim's been having. Lacefield on the outside there. Back up to Barrels and Scraps and Selim trying to flush these players out of B. We're seeing Midnight throwing lives at these players, trying to keep them away from the point. Oh, sorry, Scraps doing that. It's just, again, trying to keep these players back, trying to keep Midnight on the back foot. Lacefield, though, he's been alive on this side of the map for so long now. Can he make anything of it? Zuma's going to shut him down. He was the man on the inside. They were hoping to get the play happen. Gearing up for this next attack now. FaZe lock it down. Parasite gets a quick trade through, and again, it's just been slowed down brilliantly by FaZe there. Uh-oh. Saints is in. Lacefield's in. Saints keeps the run going. Scraps is done. 13-17 now. Brilliant stuff from Midnight. They've managed to get on the point.
Yeah, nicely done as well. The trades went in favor of Saints in particular. Cell looking for a big 3 does go down, though. Parasite now doing exactly what Midnight need to do, and FaZe are going to struggle at this point. They're going to be flooding in one by one, and Midnight have control of the contest, though. Are we going to start to see Specialists, Slams, Tempest at the ready? But the kill feed is grey, and Midnight are taking control.
Or taking control indeed. Saints once again with a brilliant run. 15-9. That was his 15th. That shot punch, and that's it. 4 members of FaZe left. And we are going to see Saints hold on to a slam. Parasite holding on to the Tempest. This is a great run. Midnight capture progress comes through. Saints in a position now to cut these players off as they try to overextend, and every life counts. 2 left. Saints, he can't get a scene, but it doesn't matter. He's all on his own. It's a matter of time now before Midnight get the round and tied up 1-1, and very decisive work.
Credit to Saints on the lower side of the map there. He picked 2 kills up, pushed into Church, stayed alive, picked up a 3rd, and it really did elevate Midnight into a really strong spot. And again, that's where FaZe have been so strong in the trading situations, which they were in the cafe, they were towards Barrels. But again, Saints was that one player to kind of step over that line and put Midnight into a very, very strong position. And once you're in that position, we know the talent that they've got. Llama and Lace. That kill feed just lighting up there towards the church.
A lot of props for Parasite in that round as well. I mean, getting in up close, that Maddox versus those Sorgs of FaZe.
It's tough, man.
That's tough. He manages to win them. If he doesn't win those fights, I mean, who knows? That does not work out. Whoa, Saints managing to get away with his life there on the defensive B. But FaZe have mixed this one up. They mixed it up. They went to A, but Unfriendly Skies are going to be seeing them dropped. The play is still developing, but the players who made their way through mid at that lightning strike. 16 to 11 for Saints. As he's having a great one, 12 and 8 for Parasite. And this is getting tense. They know two members of FaZe are making their way towards A. Now there's only one. The play at B slowly developing. It's all on a Parasite.
The A push kind of fails. Cell will go down, so it will fail. And now it's how quick they can be. Down in Cafe. It's going to be a strong push from A-Sim. Lacefield shutting down Scraps and the house up top. And this is a good position for Midnight. Even though they are losing the zone right now, they've got two players pushed up into the opposition's lobby. You know, they're really being aggressive here. Saints find another kill. He's on fire. He's shooting straighter than ever. And he's finding himself in a positive situation. 17 and 13 for him. Attack 5 boost now used for FaZe Clan. Invested heavily. And this is the best I've seen Midnight play in a while here. But Scraps is going to shut things down with a War Machine.
Selim also shutting things down with a trophy system. He finds Parasite. Saints, he's coming in, slams up, he manages to just get in there and find one, but it's not enough to fully stop the play, but Lace is there to keep it alive. Zuma now answers back, 17 to 18. The cap still goes through on B. I mean, this is a very costly push now for FaZe. Specialist coming through, Blast with a lovely 2 on the point. Asim now trying to find his way forward, finds 2 for his own. Lace on the outside, this is back and forth, and the clock is ticking. Saints again, 21 and 14. Keeps the point clear, and once again, we've seen Midnight hold. Midnight have held the defense. Can they keep it going?
Yeah, Midnight for me, again, is Saints picking up these all-important double. The key factor was the slam from Saints that came in. It not only took 2 down, but it took War Machine out of the hands of FaZe Clan. It took down Scraps with a double, trying to contest. 7 seconds left, 8 lives remaining. This is going to be a wild one if they do push and do take over this. 8 to 10, 8 to 9, Asim and Zero going off, 1 in the middle as well, down to a slither of health is Saints. He's going to survive, and B will be captured here. I don't think Midnight are going to push this, but 1 push is all they have. 7 seconds. They need to be ready and waiting here just for 1 wave of kills. Midnight have the positioning.
Uh-oh, War Machine's up. That's a heavy investment. That's a late-game investment that's been perfectly counted there by that trophy system. Oh, no. That's 3 now to the trophy system of FaZe. War Machine included, and that could be the dagger. It looks like Blast has actually managed to trade out, and he's got a team kill. He managed to get a team kill onto a Saints while finding Zuma. Now Asim's in the back. Asim's in the back trying to find the life count. Trying to find these sneaky kills on the players on spawn. Number 7's back into the mix. Saints, he's at it again.
Saints getting spawn kill, bless him. Lacefield comes to the rescue. And revealed location for Celium. 1 pushing around the outside, Zero. 5v6, 25 seconds left on the clock. Everything going to the window, and now Zero with a double zero. Can he find a trick? Yes, he can. It's Cell actually who finds it. But a 4 to 2, and FaZe Clan, after being right at the end of the tether, B, out of nowhere, has sprung into life. Cell and Zero. Cell again for another kill. And this man, Cell, he's going to finish it off. What a round. My goodness, my heart is pounding.
Perfect sell there. Getting it done on the back. I want to call out Celium for that positioning. I mean, it was an awkward gunfight to begin with, but look at his spacing. He was just outside of beatdown range on that player. And once that whiff came through, punished.
He's getting more and more comfortable on this main stage. It's a scary thing because we saw him in London. We saw him, obviously, at the start of his, you know, if you like, blank career. But he's getting better and better. I thought it was Zero for some reason on my screen. Apologies for that one.
Wow.
But it was Cell who was picking up. Where is Zero? Zero's number 1. I missed it. Never mind.
He was just behind him.
I think he was in and around him, but again, it's this slide and shooting. It's keeping that movement going, and that's what I'm so impressed with constantly by FaZe. Midnight should have won that.
I mean, there's a few players in the game now who've just got pure mastery of the movement mechanics of Black Ops 4, and Asim is one of them, Celium's one of them. I think of Priester a lot of the time. I think of Abizi, like these young Sorgs. Powerful on the sticks, and it's not just the shots, it's the movement. Here we go. FaZe Clan just giving themselves a remarkable advantage there. Specialist as well. I mean, Zuma's already popped the Attack 5. We saw Scraps with the War Machine in the last round, but we're going to have Zero ready to go with the Vision Pulse, Asim Slam, and Celium with the Tempest also hot to trot in what could be the final round. And man, they would love to put this one to bed. They would love to close it out after that round, and Asim is flying high. Scraps charging through middle as well. This is an aggressive push from FaZe, and you know what they're going to do now? They're going to be able to put themselves in a position where they could possibly overextend, but I think the timing was just off there. They're going to hold back now and just wait for that push to come through for Midnight.
And at this point as well, Zero is a slither away from that vision pulse, by the way. As soon as he gets it, I can see him popping it. Of course, the opposing team doesn't have a vision pulse. They have a purifier in the hands of Lacefield, but Celas Tempest is seen with the slam as well. For me, they go for the win here. They go cutthroat. They go kind of balls to the wall and end it. That's going to be a 4 down. Can it be the 5th? Saints, last one alive. Very weak.
He didn't get the full stim. That's unfortunate. Saints is going to be pushed right back there, and oh man, tough situation to be in. He does manage to get the trade. Tempest is up. Celium, perfect tag. Can he find any more on the chain? Oh, the header Parasite. As the Tempest once again rings out, and here comes the Lightning Strike to take care of the respawners. That's going to sting. Finds 2 straight away. He finds teammates, but the clock is done. FaZe Clan, after an incredible second round win, close out the 3rd in a blistering fashion.
Zero invested that vision pulse as well, but I think Cell's name was 6 kills of that kill feed just for a second, a brief second, 2 of which were his teammates. But that, again, round 1 and round 3. Round 1 and round 4 were incredible by FaZe Clan. Midnight, of course, pushing them back. For me, should have won one of those rounds, let it slip. I think you were very naive with the trophy system. One trophy takes out all your grenades, all your war machine, but it just like, it kept coming. It's like, is it gone yet? Ping, no, still there. Do you want to have a quick recap of that and just kind of see exactly how they were managed to win it? It was an aggressive playstyle through the middle from FaZe Clan, but again, it was Celium locking things down on the low side of the map.
I mean, Celium is such an incredibly versatile player. We've seen him with that Maddox, we've seen him with the ICR now, and just locking it down, as you said, there was no way that anyone from Midnight could get through. And this is something we've seen quite a lot out of this FaZe Clan. Again, Zero is another player we talk about with this ICR, just untouchable in these 1v1 fights. I mean, Parasite doesn't have a whole lot he can do there. I believe he's running a Maddox at that point. Blast tries to find something with a nade. And without another player who's also running that ICR, has also got that sort of rock steady aim, it's very, very difficult to contest at that range. And Celium just creates so much space for FaZe to work with. And again, all that space is doing is burning the clock there for Midnight, unable to make anything happen. And then when the going gets tough, he pulls out the Tempest, and he finds himself in a position where he's hitting shots like this. Every shot slows him down. Streaks are there if he wants it. It's just blinding stuff from them. And Scraps is picking up kills on the point, but Celium really is a superstar at 27 and 16, 28 and 16, 29 and 16, 12 kills in a row. Just a monster.
Extra 3 team kills as well to end with the streaks. But you asked the question at the start there, could Midnight take this control? You know, do they have that kind of firepower? I briefly doubted myself in that round where they were so strong in the defense, but when you see FaZe come out and push a round back and a team back like that so convincingly, it's almost like, how is this team so far ahead? You know, how are they so good?
There was the first round we saw, again, and interesting to note as well, Seaside control. We're seeing so many offensive round wins now. And it was when we saw Midnight win that round, it was close, sure, but it was still like, all right, they can do this. As soon as Specialists came into effect, as soon as Streaks came into effect, that was where FaZe just completely hit another gear. They completely ramped up the action. And there was no way, Maddie, that Midnight could answer back. They just did not have the chops to keep up at that point.
Must be great to have a player like Scraps on your team. Not only who delivers in game, he brings kind of like the good vibes out of the game. Doesn't matter if he drops a donut in a search and destroy. He forgets that and he's right on to the next map as well. Very positive mindset. I think that goes just like his twin for obvious reasons as well. Wuskin brings that to the squad as well for reciprocity. But a recap for you so far in the series. 250 to 93. Dominant. 6-1. Dominant. Control. Pretty dominant too. It's been back and forth, but we're heading to Hardpoint and FaZe are going to look to end it here.
Yeah, I mean, this is a series of blowouts. One way or another. There is no middle ground. I'm gonna find you. Yeah, that's where you're going.
Or another.
FaZe are gonna get you. Yeah. On Arsenal.
Oh, you're clever, you are, man.
Oh, thanks, mate. Cheers, bruv.
2-1. FaZe Clan. Looking to end it on the Hardpoint. They certainly won't want to go to the Search and Destroy after getting smacked around in map number 2. However, Cell and the boys are going to get into the mix and get sticky here as the contest comes in. Midnight get a point, so do FaZe, back and forth. Let's get into it.
I mean, this is such do or die situation for Midnight. It goes without saying, obviously they're 2-1 down in the series, but to push it to a hard point, to not get the control, I mean, it's not like they had too much of a chance at that point, but I'm happy to see that, you know, this is a great pick now for Midnight. I mean, this is one of their better hardpoint maps. This is one of their better maps in general. I think Arsenal, they're fantastic on, so we'll see how we go. Llama's doing the best they can. Midnight with the opening gambit here on the lab, and it's working out. They're getting the points. They managed to find some great kills. 3-1 Parasite, 2-1 for Blast. And so far, not looking fantastic for FaZe. They've been kept out of the lab very well. See how we go for the rotation. They're already in there. Number 5, that's going to be Zero. Posting up, back. That ICR being put to work. Yeah, kill him, Blast.
Get him. One thing I will say, I was so impressed with FaZe's rotations on Seaside Hardpoint. I want to see if they're the same on here, and it was. Obviously on Seaside, it was from the courtyard back to Fountain, and for me, I really want to see how they rotate from, you know, this hardpoint right here to that jet on the other side of the map. They've got the control and they've got the spawns right now. 47 seconds, and from behind is going to be Parasite. Easy kill for him onto Scraps, but he should be shut down by a FaZe member. Saints coming in from the side. He's going to jump on in and find himself in deep water there. Asim, Cell, picking up kills either side, but Midnight, strong start so far.
Superb work. I mean, and what, 2 ICRs? We're seeing Parasite, we're seeing Lacer on the ICRs, 2 swords. I'm not even sure if there's a Maddox right now. Parasite does have a Maddox, there you go. So Midnight really doing a great job of keeping the distance between them and FaZe, and an amazing start, but FaZe have bounced back. They've had to bite the orange in order to peel it, and they've fought their way right through onto that second hard point. Over to the third we go. Now Saints just gets absolutely assassinated right there by Celium. Zuma trying to find the sneaky play here. Parasite, oh, did you see it? He saw it, and he shouldn't have seen it. Should have averted his eyes. It was kind of like that. The Ring, you know, when you see that video and you die the next day. Shouldn't have seen it, mate. There we go. Blazeful on point now, and we're seeing Midnight trying to make the counter play, try to get back onto the point. They do have the hard point. They force the members of FaZe back. But as you can see, the gunfight's actually Blast winning them up back as well. Celium, what can he do on the point?
Well, that's it. Blast was right at the back, but Cell actually snuck his way through. It's not going to benefit him too much here, as Blast still taking people down at the back. Finally falls there to Zuma, and now FaZe Clan will be pushing from that backside. 35 seconds, and now we see a grapple, a trophy, and everything in between. FaZe Clan swarming on in, takes down one. Lacefield answers back. And FaZe Clan, for me, it's an interesting strategy, because this is the point that I've brought up before of the rotation and how they would go about it. And they rotated well. Unfortunately, Blast got them, but it was very much just throw everything in the kitchen sink at that hill, and eventually it will break. And it does, but again, is it the right time to do that with 20 seconds left? FaZe, though, they pack a punch, man. The power behind this squad is actually scary.
I mean, there's one thing about when you hit that hard point all together in the final few moments, it means you put yourselves in a position to charge the next hard point together.
Yeah.
In a way, but I mean, FaZe have completely split up. They've split this one up hard, and all of a sudden, they're trying to fight a war on 2 fronts. And honestly, right now, it feels like Midnight can handle it. But Zuma, what a stun. What a stun that was.
Catch that.
Words. Eat those words, as FaZe have just mounted and a powerful retake. Zero up close. Okay. Fortress Midnight crumbled.
And you say Fortress, that's one of the hardest hills to break sometimes. We see teams take a full 50, 60 seconds off this, and just with a concussion and a push from window, FaZe just made it, again, look so effortless here. Zuma winning his one-on-ones there, will get taken down. Nice trade from Parasite and Llama. Coming up jumps here, and we see Asim jumping in very back and forth. But it's FaZe Clan who come out on top here with another contest for a short second. Asim movement always on point. It's like he dances around this sometimes.
Yeah, he really does. Shots are good. Llama got a little too good for him there. This hard point has been fantastic for FaZe. What a retake that was. Scraps is in this weird moment now where it doesn't seem like he can lose these one-on-ones. He's got such a bullyish attitude to the gunfights. Flipping over now towards Trophy Room. Celium on point. We're seeing a slow mount now come through for Midnight. Lamagod's going to get it done. Zero with a powerful 2-piece to slow the push down there on food, but can they keep it going? Can they hold on? We've seen the hard point flip over. We still have FaZe in control of the spawns. They're going to be closer. Actually, number 1's a little bit further out than expected. Seem now trying to make the play on point. FaZe flood through. FaZe find the kills. FaZe clean up. FaZe hold on. Celium with the Tempest.
Yeah, last couple of seconds there. Oh, 30 seconds, should I say. Llama is actually making some really nice plays alongside Parasite, and the positioning was key, and it seems like, again, they have the cover. They have the right position, should I say. But FaZe Clan, again, just kind of use their numbers to their advantage. Again, talking of that position, Midnight, they're in the middle here. This is where it should be a stronghold. We've seen teams just shut down. Like, literally deny teams entrance. And look at this, all FaZe, they group up, they take 2 down, they push on in, they're trying to trade things out, and they have the numbers again. Time and time again, it's numbers, and FaZe Clan, that retake, there's 55 seconds left on the hill.
Yeah, I mean, Midnight, I don't want to call it out, but I mean, Saints is having a rough one, 6 and 13.
But it was a good setup for Midnight. It wasn't even a bad setup.
They've had it every time. They've had the good setup on gun, they've had the good setup on lab, and FaZe have just marched in and claimed what was theirs. Oh, baby, Zuma. Oh. Oh.
And again, going back to the point, it's not a perfect setup. It's a good setup. But the way they break it, that's a nice tac 5 boost time in there, but 2 fall. It's so beautiful from FaZe. Midnight, though, they have what it takes to win this game. I don't want to rule them out of it just yet. They're 70 points down, but they are climbing back into it. And last time around, they were pretty dominant in the middle hard point here, as we can see once more. Asim using that grapple to his advantage. FaZe Clan, they do have 2 players at the back, but 2 players are just spawning out. That's got to be a killer for Zuma. See you on the other side of the map, buddy.
Yeah, great work there from Parasite. Those are the kind of kills that really hurt the clock.
Yeah.
But again, we've said it enough. We have control now for Midnight. Brilliant shots there from Parasite. Tac 5 helps out. Does slow the push there through Connector. Lace will find the gunfight on the other side from Asim as Asim continues the run with 2. Here comes the entry through the back. Selim's got it. Scraps is backing him up. Parasite, what are you going to do? You're being pressured from all sides. And that's the dangerous thing. I mean, they get a lot of time out of that, but the counterplay actually coming through now from Midnight. It's a perfect pinch. Blast still holding down the back. Saints now up top. It sounds like Selim's rocking and Tempest. Midnight, 20 seconds possibly to get out of this one. We're going to see FaZe give this one up. They've shed enough blood, they've lost enough lives, they've given enough points, and now they're going to roll this one away.
First engagements on this next hard point are really crucial as well, and this, Cell needs to stay alive, use his teammates to bait him out. You can see Zero trying to come for him, but it's a well-read position from Llama, and Llama now has 2 players pinned down, so nicely done from Midnight, but the wall bang coming through here. Midnight will be able to take those back spawns.
That was fantastic work from both teams to push that one forward. Midnight really did a great job of hitting the back, managing to get through. Managing now to get onto the point. Can they find the effective trades? Parasite opens up. Scraps, though, defending with his life. Celium as well. Scraps with 2. And that's going to be a good hold there. The war for the rear manages to be won there by Midnight. They're going to have close spawns, but they have to punch through lobby and they have to punch through those stairs. And Asim has a slam. He can smell 3 players coming. This could be ugly. Oh, wait a minute. He only finds 1.
Oh, Asim found the slam. I think another slam came in on the side of Saints and he used it. Did not utilize it as well as he would hope, though. Scraps do hold on again. And that hold at the very back, it was nice positioning from Midnight, but FaZe just didn't allow them in. Much like Scraps, he's not allowing Llama in right now. He's going to get taken from behind with just 15 seconds left on the hard point. It looks like FaZe are going to get that scrap time. FaZe already rotated. FaZe are set up, and FaZe are 35 points away from taking the series.
This has to be a crucial break. This is it for Midnight. They need to make this break work out. Concussion comes through, doesn't find anyone to slip and slide. Underway. Zuma trying to find something. Looks like Lacefield trying to find the Purifier kills, and you know what? Zuma's good, and oh, Maddie!
Wow.
Oh, Maddie!
I think that's worse than a donut.
I know you're winning, but
taking your whole team out. What?
Wait, FaZe aren't out of it yet. They're still pushing the hard point. They're still finding themselves there. 40 seconds left. I mean, this is good for Midnight. Blast is going to invest the War Machine. That's fine. He's going to find 1. Cell's there. He's going to hit the outside of the map. And this is good time. FaZe, that was a flat-out blunder. Matty Marshall blows away 3 of his teammates. Midnight managed to hold the hard point. 222, though, for FaZe. Is it impossible?
I'm just looking forward to the TCL breakdown of how to not win a hard point. Lightning strike your whole team. FaZe still do lead by 50 points by all means, but it is a huge blunder. It's very easy to laugh about because FaZe, again, potentially still win this, or should really win this map and close out the series. But if you look at Midnight, they're getting the scrap time. They've got the spawns for the next one. We saw this very, very situation. I think it was with Reciprocity yesterday, or even the day before, where it just got taken away from them.
Because EG do it as well.
Exactly.
Possible. 225 for FaZe. Scraps, this is it. Holding on. The play through the back, though. Blast, he's getting it done. Shots on Zero. Zero's going to push him back. Scraps is still on the point. No, there's a contest just in the nick of time. 188 for Midnight. Is it possible? Can we see the comeback happen?
235, 15 points needed. It can be ended here. Midnight needs to push, and a couple of players spawning out, not in the best position. You got Food being controlled by FaZe Clan, the hard point by FaZe Clan, the 3 push from the back as well from Midnight, but it's not going to be enough. Cell finds a nice double lightning strike, but Blast is actually going to find himself a great play, but it's just not going to be enough. They're simply not close enough, and the lightning strike, the Hellstorm, absolutely not going to see that in the hard point. And FaZe, they do come out on top, and they can laugh about the streak usage now. We saw your lightning, bro. We did. It was shocking. I'm sure Scraps will explain. Maybe he put it down in a position and things didn't go as planned, shall we say.
Did not go as planned. Things certainly did not go as planned for Midnight there in the hard points. Again, FaZe, a formidable opponent. It's fairer to say. However, I mean, truth be told, I feel like there was a couple of errors there from Midnight that were unforced. You know, I felt like towards the end there was, we're watching Blast like play for streaks when there's 5 seconds for the hardpoint win, and he's just waiting for teammates. He needs something to happen there, but it wasn't really in a position to make anything happen. You got to contest, and the amount of times we've seen now Arsenal hardpoints, reciprocity yesterday against UIU, comes down to the wire. EG, they set the tone for insane 100-point comebacks on that map, and we have seen the potential for a few now. Still, Midnight, they will go down 3-1 against FaZe. I think a lot of us saw it coming, but not quite at 3-1.
No, I mean, it could have definitely been a different story if it gets pushed to that 5th map. But FaZe, again, they're so strong on the respawns. And I will say again, I think they may have just set a record for the most amount of team kills via streaks. We saw Cell in the first, in the Control, Lightning, Hellstorm. I think that took down 3 players, Scraps as well. But the crazy thing is, and we could smile and laugh about it, it didn't matter. You know, the Control admittedly was right at the end of the game, but that streak usage from Scraps as well, because his whole team just simply pushed a little too far forward.
Against a better team, that kind of mistake could have cost them. I'd love to know what the hell just happened. Our PlayStation Instant reaction on the stage with JS is, of course, with Scraps.
Thank you, Miles. First off, I wanted to ask about that S&D. That was a really tough map for you in particular. We saw that donut you dropped. What was going on there?
I just want to say, I dropped a donut. We lost 6-1, and everyone else went like 1-6 and 1-7. So I may have dropped a donut, but they all just did just as bad. So yeah, that's the first donut I've ever dropped. Fair play to them. They counted us the whole series, and we smoked them in the respawns. But I do want to say, the lightning strike at the end of that hard point. I didn't want to go game 5. I wasn't costing my team. On this game, you call the lightning strike in, and if the team run towards you, it drags the lightning strike with them, and that's why it killed all my teammates, unfortunately. But I started shaking at the end, and I thought I was going to cost my team the map, but we ended up winning it, luckily enough.
Great. I know a lot of people were wondering about that. Looking at Control, you guys are still undefeated on Control. What makes you so strong on that game mode?
I don't know, just the way we play it. When it comes down to the crunch, we was in a 5v9, I'm pretty sure, on an attack, and we had to cap the point in church. And we somehow ended up getting like 4 or 5 kills, one after the other. I don't know, when it comes down to crunch, this team lives for it, and the passion's there, and we don't give up until it's actually over, and it shows.
Finally, I hear that you and Wuskin have a birthday coming up next week. Do you have any birthday wishes you'd like to say to your brother?
Happy birthday, Wusk. I'm buzzing I don't look like you anymore. You're the uglier twin. We're not related. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. This has been your PlayStation Ninja reaction. On over to Katie at the desk.
Thank you, Jess. And all right, guys, you think Wuskin or Scraps, who's the, and I quote, uglier twin?
I'm not judging that. I'm a male, and it doesn't happen.
He said, I'm the better looking twin. We're not related anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. It just didn't make sense.
All right, well, there you have it. Of course, FaZe Clan taking it 3-1 over Midnight. I was securing themselves up there in that top 4 ranking here in Division A. Again, good performances and being able to regain Nameless after, you know, donuts from Scraps and maybe not the strongest performances on S&Ds. They still be able to come back and close it out.
Yeah, it seems like they've just accepted to lose Search at this point.
I've never seen a happier team after a loss.
Right? Yeah, they're just smiling like,
don't matter.
You know what, Control's coming up, we haven't lost it. Let's go this next Control and body them, and they did just that. Although Midnight had a couple good situations, and I think that team kill that Blast had in round number 3, it was unfortunate. He killed Saints with the War Machine, put him in a spawn trap, which kind of threw that round away, got down to the final moments. I think that was sort of the turning point in that map, and from then on out, they just dominated them.
It was that round. They were up a decent amount of lives before that point.
Yeah, they were.
Blast team killed, I believe it was a Seam spawn kills Saints, and then they have to come back and find a Seam. And then Selim was able to pick up that 2-piece that you guys saw on cam, but it's the same thing with Midnight that we were talking about before. When they have these leads going in, whenever they choke something, they fall apart. Like right after that, the next round was like a 10-second round. They got blown off the map, and then the hard point wasn't close. It's just once they feel like they're in a spot to win and they don't, the team always crumbles.
Well, you guys talked about it specifically too, like the team kills. You can't be team killing like that. We saw it again.
Blast seems to always get those team kills, but let's also talk about Seaside. Why are they playing? I know that they're like auto vetoes, like
it's Hacienda. It's Hacienda.
Or Hacienda, yeah, whatever. Play it. Like you're playing Seaside and you're losing it every time, and even if you're getting closer, you're still losing it. And then right there, you get blown out of the water 250 to 90. Like, try it out, right? We haven't seen them try a different veto strategy.
What's the worst thing that can happen if they play Hacienda? I'll tell you, they'll lose. Yeah. But they're losing every single time they play Seaside anyways, and only like one of them was even close. They've been getting blown out on that map. Just go try another map, try something out. But I guess they figure they haven't had time to work. They changed their specialists and stuff. Try something else out. I don't know. It's not my team. Maybe Brian Saint has an idea of what he wants them to do, but who knows?
Usually you would charge for that advice. No.
Midnight, it just doesn't matter.
Okay, Study, do you think that this kind of them phase just giving up on S&D is because they'll win respawns? Do you think that's going to come back and bite them at some point?
That's definitely going to come back and bite them, but they're going to definitely go back and focus on that because it's the old term. S&D wins you championships. They're an unbelievable respawn team, but if you're losing 6-1 and everyone across the board is 1-6, 0-7, then you definitely know that that is one game mode because if you get that
S&D wins championships unless you're 100.
Yeah, right. In terms of respawn, though, there's too many strong teams out there. Like 100 Thieves is an outlier. There's too many strong teams out there for them to be able to win consistent respawn versus the other top teams.
They need to focus on
I think this is in a tournament format. After they have some time as well when they go home to go over some stuff, I think they'll be fine in Search and Destroy. They have some great Search players historically, and also Selim is a great Search player too. We just haven't seen it as much here in the Pro League, but yeah, I think they just need to figure it out. Like
I just feel like their entire team is like relied on a lot of individual players in S&D. Like Selim, he's usually an island player. Same thing with Asim. His pace is really hard to keep up with, and we all know Zuma. He was always meant for his flanks. So they just have to be able to get their teamwork working because I feel like they're just playing way too individual right now.
And you can't do that in Search in this game. That's one thing that's a lot different from other titles is that individual go out an island, get a first blood, or make it into a two-piece. That's kind of how Selim, Zuma, and Asim like to play. You can't really do that in this game, so they have to learn how to kind of have some more teamwork in the Searches.
Yeah, no going rogue on your S&Ds, fellas. But let's bring up our schedule because moving things right along. We have Evil Geniuses and Reciprocity coming up next. Again, today's the last day for this 2-week block of Division A, where we've seen a lot of things happen. It's definitely not been boring, to say the least. But again, if you're just tuning in, I want to remind you that FaZe Clan 3-1'd Midnight. Not getting the win Midnight was hoping for, but coming up, we're going to talk about EG versus Rec.